We've got a couple of top concerns on our agenda, on our minds. Obviously, keeping farmers in business is one of them. As you mentioned, we have a lot of farmers that have left the business. It's a sad reality to see, especially me as a young dairyman over here in Wisconsin, the dairy state. It's sad to see. There's some trade policies that we're really trying to urge the president to continue to work on. But moving product out of storage and into consumers' hand is high on our list for sure.
And it sounds, Brody, like despite everything that's going on with China, the much bigger concern for you guys is the U.S., Mexico, Canada agreement. How important is approval of that deal for you?
Well, I'd tell you that Mexico is the biggest importer of dairy products out of the United States. So it's big for us. Canada isn't that big of a deal, but we need that whole package to get done, to get through the House. We sure hope we can get it through the Senate as well, and we know the president will sign it as it's written currently. So it's a big deal. As we are kind of stalled on the USMCA currently, and we have some time there yet, but we're seeing other opportunities open up. Southeast Asia has really taken a lot of U.S. dairy. In fact, they're the #2 market now behind Mexico. And that's pretty exciting to see moving forward.
Why are dairy prices so low, Brody?
Yeah, you tell me that, Kelly. It's pretty discouraging as a dairyman. I get my milk off the farm here, but you hear talk from people that go to the store and buy a gallon of milk for $1.50. Part of that, I think, is marketing. We kind of don't have control over what the grocers are going to set their prices at. You would think if the prices are low, you're going to move more product off the shelf, and therefore our price should come up because of increased demand. But domestic consumption is, I'm not a facts and figures guy, but I would say that our market opportunity is really outside of the border where 95% of the population lives. And
what about in China? And just so people understand, 1,200 Wisconsin dairy farms have stopped milking cows in the past 3 years. 200 have disappeared this year. 49 farms have filed for bankruptcy last year, and milk prices are down 40% over the past 5 years. And by the way, you guys are a swing state in terms of the presidential election. So final question, could China be a huge market opportunity? I know for years they've had dairy quality problems.
Yeah, absolutely. China's a big player, right? Especially in some of the dry products, not so much on the cheese market. But as we get more and more countries continuing to develop, the cheese and the hard dairy products are definitely going to be a viable option for some of them. You mentioned we're a swing state. It's a lot of farmers have seen their paychecks erode, not just in dairy, but also across the different commodities. It's amazing the resiliency that you see in farmers across the U.S. and in the Midwest, and how willing they are to continue to support this president. Farmers are very patient people. We've dealt with weather, we've dealt with politics for a lot of years, and we'll continue to do so.